Welcome to downtown Maputo on a Tuesday afternoon, 12:30 in the afternoon. What an interesting place. A huge mixture of economics, old colonial building, brand new hotels, commercial buildings like Vodacom and the like, mixed with very, very new vehicles, very, very old vehicles, and little motorized rickshaws that only allow for one or two little passengers in it. And your modern day little taxi, I guess. And it's a little bit of every man and woman for their own. Not aggressive driving at all, but certainly assertive, indicating seems to be non-mandatory. Brake lights seem to be non-mandatory, and parking kind of where you want to, kind of wherever you want to. So here we have one of these little rickshaws in front of us. It's a very interesting little tripod little thing happening. I'm not quite sure I'd trust my life in one of these, but they seem to be all over the place. They kind of give me a flavor of Indian or sort of Chinese influence sort of environment, where you really want a cheap way of getting your customers from point A to point B, and the owners can't afford traditional large sedan hatchback vehicles, which I think is incredibly smart of the government to allow it. I know that in South Africa they tried to bring it in, and from my understanding it was blocked, which is a massive pity. First National Bank of South Africa on the left. Long queues at the moment for banks that I've seen. I think that's because of COVID and the restrictions of having people 6 feet or sort of 1.5 to 2 meters away from each other. But this is a typical downtown large city, old meets new. On the left hand sort of top corner, you can see this building hasn't been painted in who knows how long, and we are just driving past other buildings that looks like they've only been built in the last couple of years, with lots of glass, lots of steel, and people are very grateful when I let them cross the road, even when it is a zebra crossing, a pedestrian crossing. They look at me as to say, why are you letting me through, even though it's mandatory for me to actually do so. I think they're a bit surprised that people are, or at least I'm trying to obey the law as much as possible. But it is a bit of a squeezy in, and my GPS says I need to turn right here, so let me turn right and see where it goes, and let's see what Mr. Pedestrian does. Thank you, Mr. Pedestrian. So I'm supposed to turn right, but the angle is pretty interesting. And old building pavements where it's pretty huge, and now I'm stuck in the middle of kind of nowhere, and I'll reverse gently, not to knock any of the pedestrians over, but also kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere. So it's interesting driving in another country because their light system is different. In some countries, your green arrow for you to turn right or left at the set of traffic lights is at sort of head height, and in other countries, like I just found out now, it is very high up. And as you can probably see by the kabump of the camera, you go from one road away from a main road, and there are potholes in the road that are 4 feet wide and about 2 feet deep, which for little sedans is problematic. For a large overland vehicle like mine is fine, and it is a little bit of a close your eyes and a little bit push your way through. And as courteous as I want to be, I can't be so courteous that I stay here all day long. Between pedestrians trying to sneak across and not get hit by cars and buses and other people, this is downtown. And it's vibrant and it's exciting and it's very lively. And it is 36 degrees Celsius. And people have to wear masks. And it is a little bit boiling. A lot of informal street vending happenings, cooler boxes with drinks in it and homemade savories for people to walk past and eat. And as we're driving further away from the main road, so the road gets worse and the adherence to basic road courtesy seems to be out of the window a bit. So welcome to Africa. I've got a gentleman on my right coming past me. I think he's going to sneak past with a motorbike. Obviously no helmet. I think I have right of way, and people are just coming towards me, so I will just sneaky past. And there's this massive hole in the road, my goodness. Even for this vehicle, we're looking at potential damage. And multi-occupancy taxi obviously know these roads really well and sort of drive and almost hit a pedestrian, and it seems to kind of be non-phased by the close shave, whereas the pedestrian gave him a bit of a filthy look. Oh gosh. My vehicle has special suspension on it for bumpy roads, gravel roads.